Hey guys, you probably all know who I am. Even if you don't know who I am, you should know who I am because I'm really loud. But my name is Zachary Jared Underhill. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my life, about my early life, who my family are, and what makes me me. My early life. I was born May 1st, 1993. It was a Saturday night at Hughley 7th Adventist Hospital. It was 9:30 p.m. And the funny story about my birth, when I was first born, the doctor got me, and then he gave me to a nurse. But my aunt was also in the room, the one I'm living with right now. She went up, grabbed me out of the nurse's hands, held me, and gave me my first kiss on the cheek. But then my mom was like, "Hey, that's my baby. I can kiss him too. Give me my baby." So there. Funny little story about that. But by the time I was 3, I was quite the world traveler. I had been to Mexico, Guatemala, Ecuador, South Africa, not America. That's what other. But so I'm gonna have Christina pass out a picture. On the right is my mother. On the left is my aunt, who I live with, and in the center is my grandmother and me as a baby. But so when I turned 3, 2 months later in July, my brother Parker was born, and funny story about that too. I didn't know my brother's name, his first name, for 3 days. I thought his name was Brandon. That's his middle name. So I was just like, "Hey Brandon, stop doing it! Stop crying, Brandon! You're annoying me!" I was 3 years old, so it's like. Then my mom's like, "His name's Parker, not Brandon. That's his middle name." And I was like, "Oh." So, but then me and him grew up and stuff. And then when I was 8, my little brother Jason was born in Atlanta, Georgia. But my family, I was born to 2 loving parents who I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. My father, Charles Underhill, or Chuck as he likes to go by, is a sales manager for Lufthansa, the German airline. That's why we moved to Washington, and that's how I get to travel a lot. In fact, I'm going to Southeast Asia at Christmas time, and I've been to 13 countries so far. My mother is an amazing cook. She is super loving, and she works at a SDA elementary school in Washington and at my old high school as a supervisor in the kitchen there. My brothers, well, they're a little special. My brother Parker, he's 3 years younger than me, as I said, and he's 17. He's a junior in high school, and he has a lot of trouble with school because he's ADHD. He takes meds, but it just sometimes doesn't click for him. My little brother Jason, he's in 6th grade, he's 12, and he has his own trouble because he suffers from the same thing I suffered during high school called LAZY, also known as lazy syndrome. And for the giggles, let's talk about my pets. I have a dog named Chloe. She's a Bichon Frise. She is in love with my mom. It's kind of weird. She's like my mom walks in the door, she's like, and then I have an amazing cat that we actually rescued from a barn in a town nearby in Washington. We named her Cookie, and she's really sweet, and I love my little cat. And so that's my family. What makes me me? I'm just going to say I'm a nerd, kind of. I love Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, computers, video games, technology like my phone there. But that's not all I love to do. I'm also a skilled woodworker. I took a class in high school where I got to build cutting boards, and for an extra credit project, I built a nightstand for next to my bed. That's in Washington, though. I'm also a car guy. I love working on cars, love looking at cars, love old cars. Actually, I've taken apart a 350 Ford V8 motor that was out of an old boat. Took it apart, put it back together. It wouldn't work because it was already broken, but if it wasn't broken, I could have put it back in and it would have run fine. But, so now you know a little bit about myself. I'm glad I got to share this with you. If there's anything else you want to know about me, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. Thank you for your time.